Okay, a 1977 Chevy pickup truck, C20, and I have to remove the air conditioning radiator at least, possibly the entire air conditioning setup. The reason for that is that it runs very hot. It's got a big air conditioning radiator over the front of the engine cooling radiator. I will be keeping this air conditioner and radiator, that'll have to stay with the car. This is a spare car hobby car that it's used when my work car is at the shop or I'm waiting for a part. And you know, if say for instance family came along or somebody else wanted to buy it and they had family, then they'd need the air conditioner because the toddlers don't do too well in the very hot weather. It's a stock standard air conditioner. This is the first in the series of the removal. I'm doing this video for my own documentation in case I have to reinstall it. So you're welcome to watch if you want to. So I'll begin the process now. Okay, the air conditioning pump on a bracket. The bracket goes to the engine there. So it's a two-part bracket, or three-part actually. The truck runs very hot in summer, and I don't use the air conditioner, so it's got to be removed. If they should have had a couple of sizes of radiator when they were building these cars. If you install an air conditioner, you'd have to also install an oversized radiator for the engine. Okay, the air conditioning pump. I don't think it'll focus. Maybe one day they'll have the technology to focus. So that's the information there. Okay, from the pump, the line goes down, so the underneath of the two there curls around and goes into the radiator, air conditioning radiator. At that join there, goes down and up into this canister here. At the top there's a nib there, and that goes into the top of the radiator, air conditioning radiator. I'll get the information from that now. Okay, now at the bottom of the radiator there, there's a solenoid with 3 green wires. There's a pipe system that runs down to another nib, 2 nibs, some sort of a valve system there with 2 green wires at the top. Okay, that pipe runs down and comes up the top of the radiator, runs along, down, and into the radiator, and the radiator's located on the other side of that front wall there. So that's the engine radiator, that's the wall, and it's located here, down there. So we'll do the round one more time. So that goes into the back of the pump. And that comes out of the pump, continues down to the, what I call the radiator. There's a green wire, could be the trigger wire. So that's running up around. There's the wiring system, and that goes into the top there. Another cluster there. The purple wire is for the fan, and we've got red, purple, blue, orange, and a smaller purple wire, I think. Get some light under that. Could be a black and orange. Out of the wiring harness, the green wires are running down to that area there. That's the air conditioning power supply wire to the left, and the new wire there, that's at the join at the starter motor from the battery cable. We've got a ground wire running from the body of the compressor up to the join there. There doesn't seem to be any wires at the back of the compressor, so we'll just we'll follow the plumbing around one more time. Runs across the top, around, and into the bottom of the canister. Then we go up, that runs into the top. So that's the finish of that. And at the bottom of the radiator, we start off again. We come around, up over the radiator, and the engine cooling radiator, and we go into the air conditioning radiator. And we come out of the air conditioning radiator and go to the compressor. So again for the wiring, it runs across the firewall down to there. It runs up to the top of the air conditioning radiator. We've got yellow, blue, green and dark brown, and another cluster runs up to this solenoid here, and a purple wire runs across there, and we've got red, blue, orange and black. The rest of the wiring, the green wires run to these solenoids here. The green wires to the compressor run off the air conditioning wiring harness, and they come, one wire comes, there's two wires that run into that harness there, and we've got one running out to the compressor with a ground. Okay, just a quick preview of the radiator. So that's the grill. That's the grill there, and that's the radiator. That's the air conditioning radiator. So it's fairly large, and it sits right over the engine cooling system. And the engine cooling radiator just can't cope with the very hot weather. Looking at there, it feels about possibly 40 millimeters thick. So that's, you might be able to see there. Okay, that's documentation done.